Part 3, The Arena's First Trial. The Aether trial arena wasn't just a ring of steel. It was a bleeding wound in the system's code, a place where reality could be rewritten if the rules were broken hard enough. The black and gold platform floated between the skyscrapers, its runes pulsing like a slow, mechanical heart. The sky above twisted with fractured holograms, the crowd's faces, the candidates' names, the betting odds, the death tolls ticking in real time. The arena announcer's smooth, artificial voice cut through the noise. Candidates, listen well. The first trial has a simple rule: survive the data storm. The system will flood the ring with corrupted data, rogue algorithms, and corrupted entities, failed candidates, erased high ranks, broken experiments. The last 10 standing move on. If you die, you're erased. The Aether group is not responsible. The system is not sorry. The crowd roared, half drunk, half terrified. The camera drones circled like vultures, hunting the first blood. Across the ring, Kai stood with his hands in his pockets, the faint glow of his dragon's root aura barely visible around him. Mira stood at his side, the dragon sigil coin warm in her palm, the dragon's eyes watching even when she closed her own. The system's voice boomed, cold and flat. First trial, the data storm. Data storm initiated. Last 10 candidates remaining advance. The system is watching. The runes beneath their feet exploded with light. The world twisted. The ring's floor tiles shifted, rearranging into a glowing maze of jagged runes. The air around them crackled, filling with half-formed shapes, corrupted entities with flickering faces, data armor melting off their bodies, screaming in static. The system had opened a Pandora's box of unstable code, and the first ones to fall did so without fanfare. A girl in a white combat suit slammed her shield into the ground, unleashing a shockwave that knocked 3 candidates backward. One of them stumbled into a corrupted entity and was swallowed whole, his body breaking apart into glowing data fragments before vanishing. The system's tag above him flicked. Candidate number 5, erased. The crowd cheered like they were watching a game. Myra's throat tightened. There, enjoying this. Kai's eyes stayed fixed ahead. They always have. The system was just never this honest about it. From the edge of the ring, the crowd's chant rolled in waves. Erased, erased, erased. The system's voice echoed again. Corrupted entities converging. Candidates eliminated. 7. Candidates remaining. 93. The trial continues. The maze twisted further, the corrupted entities surging toward the densest clusters of candidates. A boy with a jagged data sword sliced through a corrupted entity, only for the data to wrap around his own arm, climbing up his system tag, forcing his rank to spike and then crash. His eyes rolled back, his mouth opened in a scream that distorted into static, and then he too was marked. Candidate number 21, erased. The crowd roared louder. Kai's jaw tightened. The system's not just testing strength. It's testing control. Anyone who can't resist the corruption gets erased. Myra's fingers tightened on the coin. Then we hold on to ourselves. That's all we can do. A corrupted entity, half man, half polygon, lunged at them from the maze's left side, its arms elongating into whips of data, aimed straight at Myra's neck. The system's tag above it flickered. Corrupted entity, rank, variable, skill, data whip, corrupted. Kai didn't blink. He stepped in front of her, the corrupted whip smashing against an invisible barrier around his body. The system's tag above him reacted. Candidate Kai Shirin. Skill, null barrier, active. Rank, hidden. Status, unidentified. The whip shattered, the data fragments scattering like broken glass. The corrupted entity howled, its form flickering, before the system's corruption protocols overrode it. It collapsed in on itself and vanished. The crowd in the VIP section stirred. The Aether Patriarch narrowed his eyes, his fingers tapping against the armrest of his throne. The system's logs updated in real time, broadcasting to every authority, every mafia boss, every syndicate watching the feed. Dragon's Root candidate number 1, active. Null barrier, resisted corruption. Rank, hidden. Tag, high risk. Intervention, permitted. The system's voice echoed. Dragon's Root candidate number 2, Mira Valen, Aether experimental Heir. Skill. System overload, Aether class, standby. Warning. Linked activation detected. Synchronized overload possible. Mira exhaled. The system's interface around her head flickered. Synchronized overload. Ready. Penalty. 10% rank loss. Risk. System backlash. Kai glanced at her. You led when the system tries to twist you. I led when the corrupt hits. Ready. Mira nodded once. Let's break this storm. She twisted the coin in her hand. The dragon's eyes flared red. The system's voice boomed. System overload, Aether class, activated. The arena's runes flickered. The corrupted entity's data streams warped, their ranks flickering between A and C tier, their bodies glitching like bad holograms. The system's corruption protocols screamed internally, struggling to keep up. The nearest corrupted entity, a towering figure of overlapping faces, swung a data fist at Mira, its tags flashing. Corrupted entity, rank, A tier. Skill, data fist, corrupted. The fist slammed into her left side, the impact like a truck hitting a child. She staggered, tasting blood, but held her stance. The coin burned in her hand. Kai's barrier snapped around her, the data fist hitting the invisible shield instead. The system's tag above Kai updated. Rank loss, -5%. Corruption resist, 90%. Now, he said. Mira triggered the overload again. System overload, Aether class, overload peak. The ring's runes flared white. The corrupted entity's data fist glitched, its rank dropping. Rank, C+. The fist shriveled, the entity's form collapsing inward, the system's voice echoing. Corrupted entity, disqualified, erased. The crowd erupted, some cheering, some cursing their bets. The system's tag board updated. Candidates erased, 12. Candidates remaining, 88. Two more corrupted entities converged from the maze's right, their forms different but equally dangerous. One was a swarm of digital insects, the other a long, serpentine chain of data, both marking as corrupted entity, rank, A-. Skill, data swarm, data chain, corrupted. The swarm dived at Kai's face, the chain snapping toward Myra's legs. Kai's hand flicked. The system's tag above him flared. Skill, Dragon's Fang, activated. A black and gold blade of pure system energy snapped into existence between his fingers, not a weapon, but a manifested fragment of corrupted data turned against its own. The digital insects smashed into the blade and shattered, their data scattering into the air. The data chain cracked around the blade, the rank of the chain entity dropping. Rank, B+. Mira twisted the coin again, syncing the overload with Kai's motion. The system's voice boomed. Synchronized overload, shared. Rank loss, 10% each. The blade of Dragon's Fang surged, the data chain snapping apart, the chain entity glitching, its form dissolving into broken code. The system's voice echoed. Corrupted entity, erased. The crowd went wild. The system's tag board updated. Candidates remaining, 87. Kai's hand trembled slightly as he lowered the blade, the system's rank loss settling into his aura. Myra's breath came in short gasps, the system's overload burning in her veins. Around them, the maze twisted again, the corrupted entities regrouping, the system's corruption protocols kicking in harder, the data twisting like a storm about to break. From the edge of the ring, the announcer's voice echoed. Candidates, the system is not kind. The Aether group is not watching over you. The Dragon's Root candidates are not invincible. The trial continues. The system's voice boomed, cold and mechanical. Data storm escalating. Rank fluctuation intensifying. Synchronized overload detected in Dragon's Root candidates. Warning. System backlash increasing. Around them, the corrupted entities surged forward in waves, the system's corruption protocols twisting the fight into a dance of shifting ranks, glitching skills, and broken data. The crowd's chant rolled like thunder. Break them! Break them! Break them! Kai gripped the dragon's coin with Mira, their hands locked, the system's tags flickering in tandem. Whatever happens next, he said, his voice low, we don't let the system decide who we are. Myra's eyes burned with tears, but she smiled, the faintest, fiercest thing in the world. Then let's show them what a dragon's root can do. The system's voice echoed one last time before the ring descended into pure chaos. Data storm peak reached. Corrupted entities converge. The system is watching. The trial continues. The corrupted entities screamed in static, diving toward them in a wave of glitching data. And Kai and Mira stood their ground, the black and gold light of the dragon's root flaring between them, the first real test of their bond, their power, and their revenge just beginning.